Ramadan Gompo Jetsun Jampeyan La Chatselo Angilo de Jibni Jintani Taren Amda Rabzawe Jinye Dungu Jishin Zichiri Niki Tukale Bamzi Ane Sipe Tsunder Mari Muntom Dunga Jizirwe 조조 군라 부지 달제 옌라 주주 양den송 조달 제조 녀모니로 레기 저조 조제지 마리 문세 둥아뉴구 디네 주제라지남 드네 닥신 사주 달즈 윤텐 네, 두의 구주다 주단 주니 젠제 다른 문제 잠배 양라드 오마라 바사나 디디디디디디디디디디 오마라 바사나 디디디디디디디디디디디디디디디디디 오마라 바사나 디디디디디디디디디디디디디디디디디 오마라 바사나 디 Zedin jeki jenrab ösegi dalı dimu munbarab zali kadan tenci yunu tobahi lodru bobe nanwa tadu so kanze tawarı baham junze jiwarı nayam 공보 잠양 제니니 객매 빠르양 통화쇼. Okay, welcome to our class. So we are, I guess you can say, somewhat changing our format because now we don't have a book telling us that we have to follow. We have to translate. I sent a PDF with some, I think they're called introductory particles. I guess you guys might have received them, but they're useful for this text. You can look them up online, but it's a nice list, I thought, with different particles. Did anybody try to read through this?
Oh, well, I worked out the first 9 sentences, but I'm not super confident in them. Somehow translated every word and try to make sense of the structure, etc. But let's say a first approximation or something.
No, good. That's good because we just need a basis of conversation, a basis of discussion. Because obviously I translated this already, so I know, I'm pretty sure I can translate it, but then I don't want to be monologuing. I need you guys to, for now, because now for this text, you guys need to at least, even if you don't have time to go through, break down the grammar exactly, at least get the vocabulary and some general sense so we can put it together in class. So you started from here?
Yes, so you can always pick on me, but if anyone else is ready.
Did anybody else look at the text? I just want to know so I can know if I can ask you. I don't want to put anyone on the spot, of course. Did anybody
Yeah, so
else?
I did. I took a fresh look at the title and I did the dedication, and then that's when I didn't get to the main text.
Okay.
I only managed to type it up until the 2 paragraph only, but I haven't got the time to really look at the meaning of the word.
Yeah, that's okay. What about Satya?
I actually missed last class and I didn't get to rewatch the recording yet. So
okay. It's okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's okay. You can just tag along, come along for the trip, I guess. So basically, this text is actually this. To be honest, this is a very powerful introduction. I feel like it's like giving us a perspective of what's happening in samsara and nirvana right away. It's a really, I really like this. I really love this introduction personally. Just briefly, because Satya wasn't here last class, this is we're studying now uh, I mean the common name is the jewel ornament of liberation, but really it should be the ornament of precious liberation, right?
Yeah, that's
But
what I've realized, and everyone is translating it otherwise. Yeah.
this happens a lot. For example, there's this text that are somebody mistranslated in the 70s, in the 80s or something, and then the name sticks. This is one example. Somebody, I think actually, this is the first text that Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche got translated into English, or one of the first ones. He really thought this text is very important. Another example of this is the 6 yogas of Naropa. It's actually Naro Chujuk is the 6 dharmas of Naropa. But now, like everybody says yogas, so it's become a standard translation. But I'm also myself, I might just stick to the, I don't know, I'll see. Maybe we should break that bad habit. No.
I think the record in this sense is the Book of the Dead.
Oh,
I mean, the
exactly. Yeah.
original text has nothing to do with it. The title comes from analogy with an Egyptian.
Yeah. The Egyptian Book of the
old,
Dead, right?
yeah, ancient,
The
from
people,
ancient Egypt.
Westerners are very good at marketing, you know? Yeah, very good at marketing. Anyhow, so I'll just refer to the Tibetan. The short name, this is the long title, but in short, if you take a class in a Shedra, they will say Dakpo Tarjen. That's the short name of this text. Dakpo is the place where Gampopa lived, and it refers to Gampopa. Har is this liberation. Jen is the ornament. So we'll just call it by the Tibetan name from now on. And this is, like I said, this is a Lamrim text, a Stages of the Path text, composed by Gampopa. So we'll get started now with the homage. Pakpa Jampa Shunu Jurpa La Chatsalu.
Actually, Daniel,
Mhm.
can I just jump in with a question on the
Yes,
title?
of course, of course.
And so if the so, I'm assuming that the last syllable is a so, and that's if that is the terminating particle, but it may not be
It is, yes,
the
it is.
so then the syllable preceding it, which I will not endeavor to pronounce, that if I searched on that in the first textbook, it comes up with the verb to stay, abide, or live.
Mhm.
Yet if you look at if I try to search on that verb with the terminating particle, it somehow says that is should be interpreted as it is said or
Mhm.
it is entitled. And so that's kind of one of these things. If I didn't know this was a text title, I would have looked at that as a verb and started to translate it as stay, abide, or live.
Mhm. Yes, actually, I'm looking it up in the dictionary now, and yeah, I only get to stay. But this is this is such a common, literally every single Tibetan book, for example. Here I have a couple of books here. Every single one will say that, you know. Actually, this is not the full title. They all say Shukso, you know. You can see here.
Huh.
They always say 谢家我属所. I looked it up and I agree. Although, by the way, there is this other dictionary called the Terminator. I'm sorry, the Illuminator. We call it the Terminator for fun, but it's a dictionary that you have to buy. I think it costs like $60 or something. It's by this translator, Tony Duff. And sometimes it's good to look there if you wanna get more like a more another reference.
Okay.
I will look it up. I don't have it, but Carmelason has it in her computer, so I use it sometimes there.
Okay. I was just confused by that
Yeah.
verb at the end. I couldn't make sense of it.
No, I hear you. But usually even this is left untranslated. This is just I would think of it as a what do you call when you people do something, it doesn't make sense, but it's just what everybody does, kind of thing. I forgot
Okay.
the word. Um, I forgot there is a word for it. I cannot recall right now, but it's just like something everybody does, I guess, and it's just there. To be honest, I've never even looked it up in the dictionary because it's in every single title of every text. You will see it if you go to the bookshop. If you ever come to Baudan, you go to the bookshops. All the titles have these,
Okay.
Yeah. I'll look it up and I'll let you know if I can find the other definition because this dictionary also sometimes doesn't have everything, the one we use. Are there any other questions about the title? It's okay. Like I was saying before, these text, whatever deity they're paying homage to, it's telling us which section of the canon it is. I think they divided into Vinaya Sutra and Abhidharma. I think then Manjushri probably would be Abhidharma, but I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I forgot to also look this up, but just so you guys know, that's the reason they're paying. Gampopa is paying homage to Manjushri. So basically, this is just saying I prostrate, Chakselo. This is usually the Sanskrit would be Namo. Champal, Champal, Champal is Manjushri. Shunur is Kumar. Manjushri Kumar, right? The youthful Manjushri. Yurpa is who is. Remember that the Ra and the Yur became. I think Satya asked this question a couple of classes ago, but it just means who is. And Pakpa is the Sanskrit of Arya. I'm sorry, the Tibetan for the Sanskrit Arya. Noble, we translate. Noble Manjushri Kumara. So I prostrate to the youthful Manjushri. You could translate it, or if you want to use the Sanskrit, that would also be fine. So, by the way, why is Manjushri youthful? Is because even though in the West there is this notion of the wise man having a long beard and being old, in the East the wisdom is represented by youth. That's why Manjushri is young. By the way, this is an easy one. It's just Chatsalo prostrating to Manjushri. I pay homage to Manjushri.
So can I
Then,
just
yeah.
on that first phrase, so how did you know it was I? So for example, my take on that phrase was implied one. One pays homage to the noble, youthful Manjushri. Is it
Mm.
is the I in there somewhere?
There's no I. Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
yeah, there is no I because it's the very first page of the book and Gampopa is composing it, we're like assuming, right, that Gampopa is saying I mean
Okay.
Gampopa, right? Gampopa pay homage to Manjushri to compose this book, but yeah, there is no I here. A lot of the times we have to put the I in there. The way we have been translated with one, that's the standard translation, but if we also translate like that all the time, it sounds a little bit weird in English. On the other hand, also, is that we, the reason we pay homage, for example, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the seven branch prayer. The seven branch prayer is a very, very important way of accumulating merit in the Mahayana, and the first branch is to pay homage. And this is a means of accumulating merit and is the antidote to pride. So just from and with that background in mind, also I'm saying I prostrate, I pay homage, or I prostrate to Manjushri Kumara, because that's the recipe for accumulating virtue. And um, if I say, oh, one prostrates, it's not involving me, so it's not acting as an antidote for my own affliction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Also in Tibetan, they don't use I so much like in English. Sometimes it's implied, but in English you have to. The thing with English is that the verb is not conjugated most of the time. I do, you do, they do, that do stays the same no matter what person you're using. So you have to use the personal pronoun I or you or whatever, right? In other languages, like in Nepali or Spanish, that's not the case. The verb is conjugated, so you don't need that I. I think also that's why we have to throw it in there. But in this case, it's not saying it. That's another generality, just something to keep in mind.
Okay.
You want to try the next line, Kip?
Yeah. So on that next line, actually just a philosophical question to begin. I mean, so
Mm-hmm.
my feeble effort at that second chunk is visualize Manjushri and the sacred dharmas, and those are these sons. And I'm sure that's wrong, but just in terms of approaching this, looking at that second sentence, at the end of it, it seems to end in and, not a verb. And
Mm-hmm.
is it even proper to approach a fragment like that, which seems to not have a verb at the end? Or should that second chunk then you add it to the third chunk and see until you get to a piece that ends with a verb? I did these as separate sentences, but I'm so used to trying to find the verb at the end, seeing the conjunction at the end. I thought, well, I'm in trouble, so I'm kind of guessing.
Mm-hmm. Actually, this seems to be versed to me. Let's count the syllables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think these are versed, right? If I say Papa, Jampa, Shano, Jurpa, La Chalsa, Lo, Jalda, Deze, Namda, Nampe, Chonamda, Deyan, Sada, Jurpa, Lama, Latu, Ne. Yeah, these are because they're versed, they're not so worried about the verb being in the right place.
Okay.
So yeah, and also this dang is usually is and, right? So yeah, it's for sure. I would say this. There is something else coming after. I wouldn't say this. I wouldn't say that this is a sentence. I would say this is a part of a sentence, maybe. In that
Yeah, so for
case,
that,
yeah. In
oh, I'm
that case,
sorry.
maybe take it. No, in that case, maybe take it until here, because that's the verb, right?
Yeah, so for those two sentences, well, yeah, I have for that second fragment and the third fragment, I have
Mm-hmm.
visualized Manjushri and the sacred dharmas and those sons, as well pay reverence to the guru that becomes primary.
By the way, where do you have this visualized?
Um, That's and again, because my pronunciation is so poor, but at the end of the second syllable from the end of the second
Mm-hmm.
fragment,
This one?
I no, this the second the
Oh, the second.
preceding fragment. That chunk, no, the next the second sentence.
The second sentence. This?
Yeah, this the second syllable from the end.
Oh, from the end. Nam?
I guess maybe now that I look at this might have been a mistake, but I guess maybe I did
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I pulled that up as visualized, but I guess that's wrong.
Yeah, this is a plural marker.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Nam. If there was no sa, if it was just this, it could be appearance, but or manifestation maybe. But yeah, this is a plural marker.
Okay, I
But
blew that then. Sorry.
no, it's okay. So even though if you cannot pronounce, you should try a little bit, Otherwise, we have to a little bit push the envelope a little bit. So what is your translation, by the way?
Uh, of that second fragment, so now
Mhm.
so that's plural. So it would be so that's plural. So it would be oh, it would be the and I mean and so dharmas. Oh, the sacred dharmas and then sons. I found I had sons in there that, and then I just, yeah, for that piece, I guess I ended up with um, the sacred dharmas and those sons, which doesn't make sense, I guess.
No, it's correct actually, but I guess this is good. So I guess we need a little bit this is not philosophical or anything. It's just a convention. Oh, that's the word I was thinking of for this. It's a convention.
Ah, convention. Okay.
Yeah, it's a convention. Gyal means Gyalwa, which is the Sanskrit of Vina, which means the victorious ones. So this is an epithet of the Buddhas because they have conquered, they have been victorious over the everything, over all the afflictions, over all the kleshas.
So on that also confused me because I'm so
Mm.
used to seeing Buddha spelled out
And Buddha, yeah.
and and so I couldn't make sense. I
Mhm.
didn't know what that was.
No, it's okay. That's why we're here. So this Gyal is it's usually translated as victors or victorious ones, and is one of the names for the Buddhas.
Yeah, and this word itself always here in many prayers.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, you will see as we begin to recite more prayers. This is everywhere. I think almost in every prayer they call them. It's actually Gyalwa. I
Yeah,
think I
the more
mentioned
prayer
this.
you do, the more you'll get used to the word.
Yeah, actually Gyalwa is. I think I mentioned this before, but it's kind of cool. So I guess I'll say it again. Gyalpo. Gyalpo is king. Po Gyalmo is queen. Gyalmo. And Gyalwa is victorious one. Gyalpo he's the victorious over the kingdom. Gyalmo is the same, but this Po and Mo versus this Wa. This Wa in this context is transmitting the essence of victory.
I
So the
see.
king Gyalpo, he's the worldly victor. He's the victorious over worldly things, but Gyalwa, this Wa is like it's like the victory, the essence of victory itself, so to say, which is the
And one
Buddha.
more dumb question, and I'm
Mhm.
sure, again, just in terms of approach of this, and I'm sure I'm just getting this all confused, but as a matter of habit, so I'm used to finding the verb and then going from right to left.
Mhm.
And so is it why are we starting at the left and going to the right? Shouldn't we be starting with the and at the end and going the other way? Or am I just doing that wrong?
No, you're doing it right. This is the main verb actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but basically I just want to make sure that we understand the terms in this case.
Okay,
Like
got
if yeah, because I just wanna first we need to know before we translate, we have to know the vocabulary. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Got it.
Jal is Jalwa, victorious one. Tang de se, sometimes it's Jalse also. Jalse is literally it could also mean prince, but in this case is the bodhisattvas. Is the sons of the Buddhas. This refers to the bodhisattvas.
Oh,
Yeah, so say it's not saying it fully, but we sometimes say I've seen even people translate it as Buddhas and their heirs, or the victorious ones and their heirs, you know? Yeah, so this refers to the Buddha and bodhisattvas. And bodhisattvas, because it's plural here.
I see.
Mhm.
Okay.
So this is yeah, these are just other ways. Actually, Buddhas, deities, usually they have many names, you know. There's many ways. For example, the Buddha sometimes is Chomdende, sometimes it's Deshin Shekpa, sometimes it's Dewe Shekpa. There's many names for the Buddha. Yes, you know, they will not actually they hardly ever call sometimes they call the Buddha Sangye also. But there's many ways
Okay.
to call to refer to the Buddha, you know. So that's what this is. Tang.
Okay,
Did you say one of
and then the
those?
next, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Hmm?
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did you say one of those syllables means prince?
Uh, these two together, Yal and Se, like the sun. This is the honorific word for sun. Se. Maybe you guys have heard this word Semo, which is the feminine part of this. Usually, if a lama has a daughter, they call her Semo. So Yal Se means priest.
Okay, so it's like it when you look it up, it translates to victorious sons, but then you would take that as bodhisattva.
Yes, for sure. But you don't have to use the word bodhisattva because that's not the word used. You can say the victorious ones and their heirs. That's usually how it's translated. But I have seen some people translate this as the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas because even if you write that on a text without like if an English reader, it depends what you want to do with your text in a way, you know, like if an English reader who has no background in Buddhism sees this, oh, the victorious ones and their heirs, what is that, you know? I think in this case we have to keep our audience in mind. Like who are you translating it to? If it's somebody who knows about Dharma, or then what scholars would do, you write a little number and then you put a note in the bottom of the page. You know? Does that make sense, Satya?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's everything is contextual here. We have to keep those things in mind. So we have this one, Dang, right? And they say, and their sons, meaning the bodhisattvas. Nam, sons, because they have many bodhisattvas. Dang, Dampe Chu, the sacred Nam. I think this Nam, he added this Nam twice because of he needs more syllables, you know, to fill the sentence. Kampopa needs more syllables for the sentence. Because this Nam would have been enough. So here you begin to see, this is telling me that this is a meter. also, because he's adding elements that are not necessary. Right? Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's nam and there's again nam. That's not necessary. And then this is not so bad, but when they drop the syllables, that's more difficult to get then because they have too many syllables. So when you begin to see that there's too many of unnecessary things, you probably should think, oh, this is probably a verse.
So they say nam can take it as plural, right? And say
Yeah.
it's the son. So they probably also take it as their children.
Yes, but usually the particle, the nam, would also apply for all the elements of the idea. So that's why it's not necessary. It is, of course, it is more clear if there is nam after everything, but usually that nam would apply to the whole sentence. So it's not strictly, it's not necessary, you know. Okay. You can keep going from here.
All right. So then for the third fragment, I have, and again, so I did it from backwards. So I was going from right to left, and so from the syllables going from right to left. So I'm beginning at the end. I've got source particle, the verb bow, pay reverence. Wa is the laden particle. Then guru or lama. I wasn't certain what the pa was, and then I had to be is becomes. That was, and then that's preceded by a laden particle, and then root primary, a particle meaning also to as well, even a connective particle, and then that. And so for that piece of it, I had the translation was as well, comma, pay reverence to the guru that becomes primary.
Okay. So I have some advice for translation because I noticed that Kip's mind is very scientific, right? He has a method and then he's breaking it down, you know, right to left.
He's into law, that's why.
It,
Everything must make sense.
it's a very, no, it's good to have a method. We all need to have a method, otherwise we don't know how to go about it, you know. But I would say also, sometimes like rather than looking at the parts like this, also like step back and look at the whole thing.
Okay.
And get some kind of feeling also. Like, of course, there's no feeling yet because you have to translate more to get some feeling, but also look at the whole thing and see the relationships as well. That I think that will help. It's good to have that method. That's how we start, you know. So now that you have that foundation of okay, I get the words, you can also look at the whole thing and try to see, let your brain like, okay, like which connects with what, kind of like.
Yeah.
Because if you get too stuck with it has to be like this, then you don't see that maybe the connections are different, you know?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to keep something to keep in mind. So for example, here it would be because you have to think also that the Tibetans are okay, we are translating it from right to left, but if you're a Tibetan and you're reading this, you are reading it from left to right, and you have to make sense of it left to right, you know?
Yeah.
So there must be something from the left to right, right? Also. Otherwise they would, I don't know, they would read it from right to left themselves too, you know? Like you have to also put yourself in their shoes as well. So
Yeah.
that being said, they young is like furthermore or something like that, right? That something like that. Just like I think I don't know if this is in the list that I gave you guys, but
Yeah. I
something like
translated that as well.
Yeah, as well, you get the meaning. It's just like something connecting, something else is coming. This is actually Tsawe Lama, your root Lama, you know, except that it has that, um, except that it has the, actually, it could be, I see it as Tsawe Lama, but it could be the Lama, which is the root. Know what I mean?
So just so you know on this, and maybe I am
Mhm.
overthinking this, but yes, I actually could look at that chunk and put it into a dictionary and it would spit out root llama. But I thought that was cheating. And so, for example, because I can see in there what looks to be the raw as the connective particle. And so my instinct is to, oh, well, it's telling me root llama, but analytically, what are those individual pieces that you glue them together and you end up with root llama?
Yeah.
But
Do you
I
guys
see that.
remember this? Do you guys remember this Yurpa in past tense with a ladon before it? Do you guys, we covered this towards the end of the last text. And
Yeah, so
again,
I've got,
Satya, go
oh, I'm
ahead.
sorry, good.
No, Satya
Uh,
asked this question. It's also up here, the same structure. It literally means that became, but we translated, the book is advising us to translate it as which is.
So
It's on.
no wonder when
Mhm.
I tried the sentence in Monlam, Monlam gave having bowed to the guru the root of all of that.
Yeah, which is the root of.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that makes sense. I was trying to figure this out.
Mm-hmm. So in this case, the lama, which is the root of all of what? What is the lama the root of? The root of the
The
Buddhas,
root
the
of
Bodhisattvas, and the
all
Dharma,
that,
right?
which is referring to the previous phrase.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is important to understand, guys. Dei yang tawar. So this Dei yang is referring to this so the is referring to the Buddha's,
All of that.
Bodhisattvas, and the sacred Dharma. So he's telling us that the Lama, to whom we are bowing to, the Lama to whom we are bowing to, which is the root of all of the root of the Dampeche Jaldan Jalse.
So could just simply means the Buddha, the Bodhisattva, and the Bodhidharma.
Mhm. Is that clear, guys? Can you
Not
guys see?
really. I need to think about that.
No, it's okay. So we'll have the recording, so you can also look through. But basically, from right to left, by having bowed or by bowing to the Lama, who is or which is the root of all that, of also that, and that is referring to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the sacred Dharma.
I say,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Because the Guru is everything in the Vajrayana, the Lama is everything. The Lama is his body is the Sangha, his speech is the Dharma, his mind is the Buddha. The Dhamma is the three jewels. For the Vajrayana perspective. So it's a little bit going along those lines. Are there any questions there?
Nope.
No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
basically this is the Tantra view of the pure view of a Lama.
Yeah. Federico, you want to try the next two?
Oh, but I realized that the six, I started from the main text. So I have the first six of the main text.
Oh, I see, I see.
So
Okay.
right after those two, so probably Kip could follow up until the end, and
Yeah.
then I will take it from there, I guess.
No, let's in that case, maybe let's get Zand, because oh, you want to give it a shot, Zand?
Okay.
These next two lines.
This next two line, basically because to shortcut and speed up because I have limited time, so I really like Mong Lam, so I use Mong Lam to do it already, and then I reverse to link up. So Mong Lam has it as this precious holy dharma, which is like a wish fulfilling jewel. So main thing that he is in noble, which is the wish fulfilling, and then Hawe Damche Rinpo Rinchin D. So this precious Dharma, okay? Dham holy, Damche is holy. So which is the wish fulfilling jewel. So this is how I get it to shortcut my process. Then Mila J then La Tene Ran then don't do, did I type it right? Don't do
Yeah.
dream. Don't do dream, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what Molam gave me was that I wrote this for the benefits of myself and others, relying on the kindness of Lord Mila. So
Yes.
Mila is in front here already. Mila, J, then La. So the kindness of Mila. Then move on to Tenne, Ran, then don't do Dre. This one I haven't really tried to figure out the meaning of the word itself. So don't I know don't do drag is like benefits. Don't do it benefits of run sense is me others. So like normally English will put it as me and others. Run sense. So tenne, what's the meaning of tenne? I didn't get it. Relying, right?
Yeah, actually, the first one is correct, right? Jishin Norbu, we know from the title, the wish fulfilling jewel, which is taboo is like being like. This goes together, taboo. So this precious holy dharma, which is like a wish fulfilling jewel, and then Mila J is Lord Milarepa, which is Gampopa's guru. And by his jinn, by his kindness, latene means relying on. By relying on the kindness of Milarepa, of Lord Mila, sorry, Rangxian is self another. Rangxian Dun, the benefit of self another. Dun means meaning, purpose, but in this context it would mean benefit. Rangxian Dun, Du is this Ladun is the fourth case, I believe, which is for the sake of like purpose, is indicating purpose, this Ladun. G, I compose. So I compose based on the relying on the kindness of Lord Milarepa. I compose this for the sake of for the benefit of self and other. This precious dharma, which is like a wish fulfilling jewel. Can we all see that? Yeah.
It's very, very clear now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is the homage. So that was the homage. Now, we'll have a little more time. Maybe Federico, you want to try maybe the first.
Okay, let me. It has a, well, at least to me, it has has a complicated structure, but I believe I've been able to parse it. So I'll do my best with the pronunciation. Please correct me. Chirche, tam, tamche, corp, dan, mia, nang, le.
Yeah. This is
Oh,
like the
okay.
yeah.
Nang. So, mia for this, or nya, you're saying?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I've
like
noticed Lekshay is saying nya, but I've never seen the rule that M with Y is pronounced nya.
oh, here I should show you the rule then. 1
Okay,
second.
yeah, sorry. So probably I've missed it. I will double check later. So
okay,
it's
yeah.
nya. Okay.
Okay.
At least now I will know it.
Yeah.
Nya nang le.
Ngen because the
Nya
now is the rhythm.
nya nang le de pa ni su du so.
Very good.
And it goes like this. Cheer is in general.
Yeah, generally, yeah.
Yeah, generally speaking. Ch could be dharma, but in this context is apparently phenomena.
Yes.
And tam chet is all. So ch tam chet is all phenomenon. So
tamche. Yeah.
Tamche. In my translation, I put that in general, comma, all phenomena. And now comes the trick. I'm skipping to the end first to grasp the verb. As you pointed out, there's some logic in moving from left to right, but there's some benefit in moving from right to left as well. And since the verb is at the end, I will now do a movement from the right to left. The verb at the end is do so. A so is just a concluding particle. And this verb has many meanings: came together, gathered. It could be categorized. I picked included, are included. And ni is to, and su is into, are included into. And now we can connect with the beginning and put the middle in a moment. So in general, all phenomena are included in two, two. And those two are in the middle. And they are connected with dang, with dang in the middle, which is and the first piece is korwa, which is cyclic existence samsara, and the other is after dang, which is described by nya nan le da pa dapa depa. Now nyan is how would you please pronounce it again? If you
actually the whole thing nyangen le depa means nirvana.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's liberated from suffering, and by logic you could infer that samsara and this is kind of description of nirvana.
Yeah, exactly. This is the etymology. Yeah, of course, it's transcendence of suffering, literally.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
my final translation, I will put it into the chat. In order to make it a bit smoother in English, I put on, oh, gee. For some reason, I recently cannot copy. I have some.
But it's okay. You can do it orally.
Yeah. Let me give
You're
it
doing
a
you're
last
doing good.
shot. Okay, here you go. So it is my last translation is in general phenomena are included in two categories. The categories is an inserted word: cyclic
Yeah.
existence, which is referring to samsara, and liberation, which is referring to nirvana.
Good. Very good. Yeah, you got the meaning. So just so you know, the convention is that if you insert a word that is not in the original Tibetan, you put it in between brackets.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I actually know because this is how we do it in the Sanskrit translations.
Yeah.
So let me. Yeah. So I
You're
will keep it in mind. Yeah.
yeah, you're allowed to add anything you want actually, as long as you put it in the brackets to
Yeah.
make the meaning
This is how
clear.
we do it. I just
Yeah.
quite frankly didn't bother doing it.
Yeah. By the way, this word chir is very used in the Dharma teachings. The lamas usually say chirtang. Chirtang, generally, you know, this is a very useful word to know. Chirtang or chir. And yeah, I mean, it's correct. I don't have anything to say. It's correct. You translated it as included. I would also, I thought of it as they're contained or gathered, but I mean, it's the same meaning. There's no,
Probably. Yeah, they are variations.
yeah, but it's the same. I don't, it's
Yeah.
fine. So basically, Gampopa is saying everything is in samsara or nirvana. That's everything that exists. That's what he's saying. Is that clear to everyone? Yeah. We have 4 minutes, so I'll just take a stab at this next couple of lines for the sake of time, and then I will leave the rest for you guys. But basically, Gampopa is saying everything is samsara and nirvana. Dela in there, Korwa Shejawa ni, that which is called samsara, right? Shejawa, like same like the title, right? Rangshin, nature, is yin Tompani, Shunyata. So he's saying the nature of that which is called samsara or cyclic existence is emptiness. Its nampa is its manifestation. Nampa is tulpa. It manifests as its manifestation is confusion. I'll keep going just to move on, and then you guys can do the rest. Senni, this is a very important word. It means it's characteristic. It's used all over the text. Senni. Its characteristic is, we have hint here, is arising as suffering. Shadow is to arise. Do it, I'm taking it as Ladon, I'm taking it as or of, you can say suffering. And then this no is telling us, okay, that's the end of one idea. Right? Then it's saying, yang en depa nirvana, shejawani, again, same like here, shejawani, that which is called samsara, now that which is called nirvana, rangjin, is nature, rangjin, is emptiness also. So he's saying, okay, the nature of samsara is emptiness, the nature of nirvana is emptiness. Nampa, its appearance same like here. Now we begin to see a pattern. Tulpa, confusion. Tamche sechin yawai. All the confusion is exhausted and disappears. So again, he's using the same terms to describe, and now it's senyi. Senyi is characteristic, is dungal suffering, tamche, all suffering from le dolwa no, the end of that night. I know that was a little bit fast, but for the sake of time, you can watch the recording. So we have done until here, okay? So next class, we can resume from here. Or rather your homework, your work. I'll upload the recording so you can watch and see. I'll just resume just briefly. So basically, Gabopa is saying, Chir chutamche korwa danjangen le de bani suduso. All phenomena are contained within both samsara and nirvana. Dela korwa shejawani, that which is called samsara, rangjin tongpani in. Its nature is tongpani, emptiness. Its appearance is confusion, nampa tulpain. Senyi tungal du sharwa no. Its characteristic, senyi, is arising as suffering. That's one idea. Now the second, Nyangenle de pashe jawan ni, that which is called nirvana. Its nature is emptiness. Ranshin tongpa ni in. Its nature is emptiness. Its nampa, its appearance, is tulpa tamche sechi yalwai. Is that all confusion, tulpa tamche, se is exhausted, and yalwa is disappear. And its senyi, its characteristic is dungal tamche le dolwa no. All suffering is liberated. And it's self-liberated because its dolwa doesn't have a sa on the top, which tells me it's a tamide. I know that was very fast, but you get the idea, right? Kapopa is saying this. Everything is samsara and nirvana. Now samsara is like this, and nirvana is like that. Think about this. Read it. Now that you know the meaning, actually, if you know the meaning, then when you read it until here, you can get, okay. Read it a few times, pronounce it, read it, like unpack it. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so next class we will resume from here, okay?
How many sentences do you expect us to translate for
If
the
you
next
can,
time?
if you can, I mean, how much did we cover? Just a few lines, right? But I would try to do at least until maybe here.
Okay.
Try to at least do until there. I think we can handle that.
From no to no.
From here, yeah.
No, the previous is no.
Oh, from no, yeah. From no to no.
To no
Yeah.
to no.
From no
Okay.
to no, yeah, exactly. Okay, and like I said before, this is a question,
Mhm,
and this is an answer. This is a
mhm.
question. This is an answer. This is a question. This is an answer.
Mhm.
Tibetans love asking rhetorical questions. Okay. Try your best. Try to really like unpack it, like play with it, like. And then if there's any questions, of course, please send them on the chat, on our WhatsApp group, I mean. Okay.
Thank
I
you.
will end the recording and stay at education. If there is any questions, I will stay after class.